Well, hello, ladies and gents. From me and Jasper, we're here to review Hawkeye episode 3. I like the first episodes. This wasn't super strong. I'm just going to change this decibel thing. It's peaking a little bit. Yeah, this episode wasn't super strong. And actually quite disappointing, unfortunately. I really liked the first two episodes. I thought they were fine. I think what I found disappointing about this one was that there was the action sequences felt very underwhelming, sadly. But overall, still somewhat interested in where this goes. So let's talk about it. We obviously meet up where we left off, which was the tracksuit mafia. Capturing Hawkeye, Clint Barton and Kate Bishop. And then we're introduced to Echo. This is basically Echo's storyline. And potentially the introduction, or at the very least the teasing, of Uncle Wilson Fisk, aka the Kingpin. Which I think will be really interesting if they go down that route. But that's our sort of first introduction, is who is Echo, this character that we see teased at the end of episode 2. Who is she? And basically she's deaf. Obviously Echo, what do you expect? Echo, she's deaf. She's also got one leg. She signs and stuff like that, good for her. Great. Now, we meet up with her basically following Ronin slaughtering her family and her father, which I think was quite well done. Quite sad, but quite well done nonetheless. And then thus obviously introduces as to why she's involved in this. Why she's after Hawkeye, or Ronin so much anyway. That was fine, not bad. And then we catch up to the present day. Hawkeye gets loose, and then we go on a mild action sequence. But I did find that to be pretty underwhelming. Quite a shame. And then into a car chase sequence, which was actually really well shot. They do these pan shots. The camera pans around the car, shows the rear, shows the front, shows the rear, shows the front, and it's shot as if it's one shot, like just one continuous shot. I don't know if it is one continuous take, because there's the C pillar in the rear of the car, which separates the back windows with the rear window, and that can be used as a very smart editing point, potentially, in the edit bay. I don't know if that's what they did. If it's not, and it is truly one take, very well done, but I don't think it is, and I think that was a very smart way of hiding the sort of chop and change of takes and things like that. That being said, the car chase was what was incredibly underwhelming and could have been really, really good. It ended really well. We do see some trick arrows, acid arrows, Play-Doh putty arrows, USB drive arrows, like all the trick arrows that we know from Hawkeye. We see a bunch of them, some new ones, things like this. We see a PIM particle arrow, which I think was really cool. But all in all, the car chase sequence did leave me feeling quite underwhelmed. I don't really know why. I just think there was one scene where, a van blows up, and that was a cool, wow, cool. But I think too much of it was played for laughs when it could have been a really good change of pace. And, have a good build-up to then slow down into the third act of the episode. Because these are 40 minutes long. Treat them like a mini-movie, the first, second and third act. So I feel like they missed the beat there. In terms of the, interaction with Clint Barton and Kate Bishop, Clint Barton loses his hearing aid, and I'm a bit confused with why he has it, because when he was speaking to Echo, he says, "Oh no, I'm just hard of hearing, not deaf." And it's like, right, okay, but without the hearing aid, you are literally deaf, mate. Like, you can't hear anything, which does lead for some interesting interactions, some funny, like it's played for laughs, which is good. A lot of people's main hatred for this show seems to stem from the fact that it's a woman being handed over the Hawkeye mantle, so to speak. And I disagree, because Kate Bishop is showing herself to be fairly inept, actually. Most steps of the way, getting in trouble, finding herself caught, getting in the way again. There's multiple times where she is just in the way, but not in the way in like a horrible sense. It's played, there's sort of some sort of an affectionate tone there. But yeah, I don't really, I get it. There's a lot of passing the torch on in the current MCU to, female counterparts, female Loki, female Hawkeye, so to speak. So I get the trepidation and concern, but I thought this was fine. I don't know. The only real problem I had with this episode was it just felt a bit underwhelming, a bit bland. Closed off really nicely, though. We're in Kate Bishop's mum's penthouse, which we see at the start. And then it closes with, of course, Jack with the Ronin sword, threatening Hawkeye, don't move. Pretty big mistake there, I'm sure. But all in all, I'm still enjoying it. It's nice to hear all the Christmas jingles. It's nice to see that, Hawkeye is painted still as a loving, compassionate father. His son phones up and wants him to get home for Christmas, but accepts that he's probably not going to. And, there's that sort of love there which is shown, and it's quite nice. All in all, I still like the show. Just feel like this episode may have missed a beat with the action. They could have brought, some severity to the action, I guess. They could have stepped it up a notch, but alas they did not. But it seems that a lot of people are not even watching this show, so obviously I'm going to go, hand it on over to you guys. What do you think of this? And there's going to be basically no one that has watched it to be able to share their thoughts. But what I will say is, why aren't you watching it? I asked this in my viewership bombing video. Is it because Marvel's lost their magic, or what is it? And a lot of people are just bored, or they think that Hawkeye is boring, should I say. I think this is good. I think this is quite a good series. It's grounding it in reality. The potential of Wilson Fisk showing up, of course, opens up the potential for Daredevil turning up, and of course, everyone else involved in that part of the the Marvel universe, now the new MCU. Anyway, so what are you guys thinking of? I would say it's been a fun Christmas romp so far. But yeah, this episode a bit lacking. The effects were fine. It was all fine. Tracksuit Mafia is fine. I enjoyed their company's branding. Help a Bro Moving Company. That's cool. They're all like bro. But anyway, be intriguing to see where Echo goes and how Yelena Belova, Black Widow's sister, gets involved in all of this as well. But let me know what you think down below. If you're new here, do hit subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.